So again, good morning, everybody. As people are starting to come in, this is a live event. So this is live. So good thing about this is today we love to talk about real estate investing. So if that's what you hear, congratulations being here. If you don't mind putting in the chat where you're from, we'd love to know where people are coming from. At the same time, you get to exercise how this works today. So we ask for everybody to stay muted, but you get to ask questions in the chat. And today's going to be really awesome. I mean, we're talking about a mover and shaker in real estate. This is a good one to hear today. And so as people start to come in, thank you. We got people coming in from New York, Florida, DC, another Florida, Atlanta, Georgia is coming here. New York City is coming in here. Awesome, awesome. Another Atlanta, another Florida, Chicago's showing up, Southern Delaware showing up this morning. Tennessee showing up today, Waldorf, Maryland, Seattle, Washington, Detroit's in the house. Tennessee's also here. So awesome. So as more people start to come in, you get to ask your questions. Now, today's going to be not as long as we normally do. So you probably want to go ahead and get your questions in as we kind of go through because she has a very busy day as she's still working on her project. Plus, she got a lot of other things going on. But we are so fortunate and blessed to be able to see a project in action right now. And so it's a little bit different today as she's moving and shaking today as we go through. I see we got more people coming in. Before we get started and go any further, I want to thank Scott Buckles for at least putting this together. You know what I mean? Because he had a vision. He's been doing this, I think, what, 6 years, about to go into his seventh year of showing people, highlighting real estate investors who are in action, who have learned, who's in action. They implement what they learn, and they're just doing some awesome things. And so we just say thank you, Scott, for putting this together. And for our featured investor, thank you for taking your time out of your busy day as we kind of go forward. And so if you are here today, I'm just going to let you know right now, go ahead and thank the person who invited you to today's meeting because you may forget. And people are all really busy, so thank them. And at the same time, you're going to hear some things about how she learned, how she was able to implement some things. But it all started to come into like a meeting like this or another meeting, what we call like an introduction, to really understand how do you put this stuff all together, right? You have to go from being told to taught to implement these things. So we're just going to go ahead and tell you to reach out to that person. So normally we have a meeting right after this, but just reach out to them and say, hey, I want to go to whenever that next meeting is, so I can really understand how to implement these things that I learned today or what you're about to learn. And so before we go any further, Inez, if you don't mind coming on out, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my share. And we have a lot of people who's here today, as you know, that this is their first time being here. And at the same time, there's some folks who's been here for some time and they want to take the game to the next level. But I know who you are. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show something real quick. Let me see if you remember this. Can you see it? Yeah, so it was really awesome to meet you at Nationals. We saw each other again, but it was really nice to really get together as a community as we are to be able to, talk about our stories and how we're doing things in real estate investing. So we'd like to thank you for doing that. But I know who you are, but there's people here who don't. So if you don't mind coming out and kind of like just telling people like who you are, how you got started, what made you really want to do real estate investing, and we just go from there. I turn over to you. Oh, I can't hear you. Yep, you're still muted. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can let me get this to you real quick. And try now. All
Okay,
right,
got it.
there we
Can
go.
you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah, I couldn't unmute it. So, yeah, my name is, if I hear everything you said, my name is Ines Alaves, originally from Mexico, living in Salt Lake City for, I don't remember, for many, many years. So, I'm a mother and a wife, and I'm doing real estate as a part-time or now and then. I don't even do it like like a full time. And so I had a, blessing to meet this community a few years ago, and it changed our lives as a preschool teacher. And my husband working for this company, making how much he was making? I think 12 bucks an hour. So now he can make, I don't know, he can make lots of money right now. So right now we have two companies, one for construction and one flipping and keeping the rentals. So it changed our life, like you cannot imagine. So now with my little kids, I can stay at home with them. I can do things. I pretty much haven't retired yet, and I don't know if I one day I'll retire because this is doesn't take your like a normal time, normal hours to do this type of business. You do it on your own when you have time. So it's a life change. The community, the education, and everything.
Oh, that's awesome. Hold on, let me get a couple things moving here. There we go. All right, now we can see each other. So thank you for, kind of like, wait a minute. So when do you think you're going to retire? I like that word retire. Because a lot of people
I
talk about it, but it sounds like you got a target that you're shooting for.
Yes, I like as I said, I don't think I will never retire in this type of business because like was thinking about it the last time, like had I about like in 5, 10 years somebody say, I have this property is really good, like how to say no, right? Like I know I retired, like just I don't want that house or that business, like I take it to somebody else. Even though you don't do nothing, right? Just even though you're just like or just chilling at your house or in vacation to anywhere in the world, if somebody call you like, hey, I have this really good property, I have a really good deal for you always tell them, send me your numbers, send me the info, right? I think you're not gonna retire in this type of business. Maybe other business, I don't know. Like I think restaurants, because I have a friend who owns a restaurant. It's so much hassle. She needs to be there all the time, and it's I wouldn't do that. It's or maybe I'll do, but it's a different way that you can just like you have to do things like you cannot like I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. Like right now after how many years I've been invested in this commerce since 2019. So after today, we own a few properties, and I feel now I feel that peace. I feel that how to say that I don't have to like chasing the bread or get up early day or find another job. Like even though I don't making that much money, but I can like I don't have to work no more with those few properties. Right now I have I think 7 properties that I rental and I seller finance. So I feel like I don't know, but lately I feel I found that peace that I didn't thought of. Like it's feel different. I don't know. It's there's something like you like what is it like bad? I don't know what is it, but it's like I don't know. I never thought I gonna feel like this. Like I'm not stressing to be in social media. I'm not stressing to show the world what I'm doing. I'm not stressing to let anybody what I'm eating. What I just feel peace in my house, doing my own things, having my own properties, managing those things, and like and the same way to find a job. I don't feel stressed to find a job or something. What if, like a what if? What if whatever had happened with the economy, I still have this money and I still own properties? Like I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. It's that it's interesting because you reframe that word retirement. So retirement for you looks different than what retirement looks for others. And what you found was you learned this thing called real estate investing. You started implementing these tools. You have gained success in putting in the hard work, the learning, the plugging in, asking those questions, showing up to the meetings and study group, you learn how to work that piece. And then from that, you got what you call your time back. You got that piece that you're looking for to be able to do the things that you want to do, where others may still feel like they're kind of trapped, if they want to call it. And so, right. So how can you retire from something you really like, right? And so kind of,
Exactly.
and then at the same time, in that same part that you was talking about, you actually are helping somebody because somebody may need some help, which as a real estate investor, we help solve problems. Why will you not help? How can you retire from helping people, right? And
Exactly. Yes.
so I really like how you kind of play that out. And that's why I was trying to tell everybody today, you really want to pay attention because you hit those nuggets really quick. And a lot of people are still trying to figure some things out, because we in what, April of 2025, and they like, hey, they trying to figure it out, but you found that pathway, and hopefully maybe this may be the pathway some folks here. But let's talk about where are you? Because we got people from all over the United States, on the East Coast, all the way up north, and then we have some out west. But where are you? And then how did you find this property?
Okay, right now I'm in West Valley City, Utah, and Salt Lake City, like about 10 minutes from Salt Lake City. I mean, everything is the same one thing, but I'm in West Valley City, and I found this property on the MLS, like where everybody agents post their property. So I just saw this property, and I don't know if somebody in the line right now that remember this property. We did a tour on it like back in, I don't remember, a few months ago. um, so this is was a burn property that it got burned from. The burn started from. Let me turn my camera. Okay, from here. And it was different laid out. Now, as you can see, it's changed now. It was ugly. It was just the whole thing underneath. It was hanging there, smoking in pieces, the kitchen. So now it was like totally different color, different. Yeah, we changed everything. We're thinking we're gonna list this one next week. We just need few details in it, and it's ready to be listed next week. So yeah, we found it on the MLS, and I called my friend who's an agent. When you're trying to buy houses in the MLS, because you can buy it with the owner directly, right? But when you find MLS property, so you call your agent to talk to do all the job for you. Just tell them what do you want them to tell the other agent and renegotiate, and they will do everything for you. So yes.
No, that's really interesting that you said that because I want to pull a nugget out just real quick because first of all, people are saying, just to let you know, hey, you sound liberated, financial freedom. So they really, they're happy for you for, stepping out and kind of moving forward. But here's the other thing that you also are sharing with people is the progress that you're in. And then there was a person asked about finance. We're going to talk about the money towards the end as we continue to hear what's going on. So you saying that this property was burnt, right?
Yes.
It was in a fire and you was able to acquire this property, but it was on the MLS.
Yes, it was on the MLS, and they told us when I called my agent to make an appointment to come and see this property, and the agent said, "Yeah, sure." And then he called back later, and he said, "Like you cannot see the property. Whoever's win the bid is the one who can see the property. But until they accept your offer, and then you can see the property. If they don't accept your offer, then you won't be able to see it. Never." Which is like, okay. So I came back and put my offer because it came into the market really cheap. And so since you know your numbers, you need to study, learn your numbers, learn your areas, And so that way, when you find these nuggets, like they received about, I don't remember, a few, let's say 18 offers. So from the 18 offers, we and another, I imagine another investor were the two of us that are the winners. So then they decide to take our offers. And after that, we're trying to renegotiate it, and we still take 2K out of it, our offer. So which is like, yeah, it was a good deal. So it's a good deal. I like it.
That's awesome. Because one of the things that again, another nugget, hopefully everybody kind of writing this down, is you had to run your numbers before you actually put in the offer. And so some people will get really stuck on like, oh, I can't find any deals on the MLS system. You only can find it a certain way. And if you're hearing that, then that's not correct. Because here we are going through a property tour where you actually found this on the MLS system. So that means you understand your market. So you did market analysis, you learned how to run comps, you understood, what and how to structure a deal, putting the team together. So that's really awesome. Again, told how about real estate investments versus taught. And as you were showing, the fruits of your labor kind of going forward. So how many bedrooms, how many baths?
It has originally when we got it, my partner is on the line, Alfredo. He can answer any question also. But we found the first time when we bought this house, it was that living room was a room too. Like event once upon a time, the house I think it was kind of this laid out. But then they built a wall right there, was still with a real right there, and the wall right here. Well, the wall was right there, I mean, original, but then they put a door right here to make this one a room. But as you can see, it was a living room. And so, like all the property used to before, they have a wall, right? They dividing the living room and the kitchen. So, but they make it into a room, but it was not registered as a room. Originally had three rooms right there, one, two, three, and downstairs it was two rooms. Now there's three rooms downstairs, rooms, not like living room, making a room. Three rooms right here, three downstairs, two bathrooms upstairs right here, and one downstairs. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna just be walking. So this is the first room, just kind of like I show you a little bit. This is the first room, second room, and the third room with a master bathroom right here. So there is the master bathroom. And that one, it was like this was a closet down in the hall to the stairs. So, and then we turned it into a shower thing because before it was only the sink and the toilet. And we had the shower right there. So we just things a little bit. And this bathroom, it was existing, but it was laid out so different. So you came, this is the new shower, but the toilet was right in the middle, and when you close the door, just you hit your knee with the door. So I make a little readjustment right here, move the toilet right there, and put the sink right here. So yes.
Yeah, very functional, to be able to have
Yes.
those three bedrooms up there and two bath with the owner suite to have his own. Um, that's really nice.
Yes. And this is a free entrance, and really, this is really close to the Salt Lake City International Airport. We're only 15 or 30 minutes from the airport, and that's the highway right there. And so, and this is a busy street, and this is the entrance for the garage at the busy street. And remember, sometimes you have a hard time to sell a property with a busy street. But that about this property, the good thing about this property, it has two entrances. And this is a good thing. So this is the second entrance of the property. So this is not a busy street. This is a private street. So that way, it's like you don't have a hard time to sell it because always they can decide to always like park in this side instead into the busy street. But yeah, if you only have one busy street, it's kind of hard sometimes to sell it. You can still sell it, but like people like it's kind of hard to get into the busy street. Just watch that. Yeah, but this one has that one. So that's a plus.
Yeah, and people are saying
So
that, that's nice work. They actually, from what they've seen already, they really like the value that you bring in by adding the bedrooms, the bathrooms, and now this house has two entries where they can come in and come out.
yeah, they have three entries actually. I mean, but two entries to the main house, but this one has uh three exits to the house. So this was before it was just an open jacuzzi. I don't know really old one. So and no doors, just was the hallway with a jacuzzi so ugly right here in a room and like a big room right here with a stove and a sink right there. So it was really, really weird, really, really ugly. So now we decide to divide those rooms because before it was just a wall right here all the way to there. And then this is the jacuzzi was right here with a toilet right there. And then just open things. So now we're just like, okay, we're gonna restructure. So we add the bathroom right here. This is gonna be the bathroom and the main bathroom, not the how to say that? I just yeah, this is the master room with a master bathroom. So you can touch the door and you can come right here and you have your bathroom. And the other rooms they can come here also because it's just we make I don't know how you call those type of things, right? With the two doors.
Yeah, you can share, like a shared bathroom.
Yeah. And this is the other room right here. So then we add this wall right here and we add this wall right here. As you can see, do you see the archy thing right there?
Yes.
Because it was open. It was open. So this is just one area right here. As I said, that's an ugly stuff right there and a sink and so much garbage in here. So much garbage. So now, Alfredo said, I don't know what's Alfredo said. Anyways, and then this is, of course, this story wasn't existing, and neither he. So this is a laundry room. So we just kept it as it was, the laundry room. We just changed. We had new furnace, new water heater, everything. All the electrical is new. So the laundry was right here, but I think it was right here. Everything was really weird. So it was so ugly. They treat this property so bad. And so this room is just the one that existed before. So we didn't do much in here, just fix it and repaint and change a few windows. But this room, it was existing room. So as you can see, we have three rooms right here, two right there, and this one, and this is like another exit from the garage. So this is another like a kind of living area. I don't know, like a receiving room, whatever, and you can just come from here to the garage. My guy who is gonna install the garage will come today to install the garage door today. So the door is ready right there too to install it right there. It's right here. Oh, and somebody get here, probably the garage door or the guy who's gonna clean the furnace. But right here, I mean not the furnace, the vents. So right here is gonna be the garage, and here's your other exit or entrance to the property right here. So
And that's off the main road, correct?
yes, and then you go to the deck from here, and your other entrance is right there, and then it's the main like the busy street right there. So you can come to the garage, and you can come this way where I start this morning, and yes, and you can come to the house, the kitchen now this way. So yes, that's what we have today. Okay, yeah, that's the company who's gonna clean the airs and the everything, all the vents in the house.
Okay.
So that's what we have. So did I miss something?
No, and if you can turn your camera around so we can see you. Um, I mean, the
Okay.
comments, the comments are in there is like, wow, it's a beautiful house. as people more, to put more comments in, as people start to put the questions in. There was a question about, the how you acquired the property, but it looks like that was answered. So did you also have storage underneath the outside patio? I think
It
that's
looks like it was a storage. You got still a carpet there that we need to clean. Yes, I told my partner Alfredo, like, what do we do with this thing? I'm like, which is, let me show you. And I told we decided just we're gonna clean it, and so they can storage thing underneath right there, like.
yeah, like if for
So
somebody has
I think
put like your kids' bikes underneath there. If you grill, you can put some of your grill stuff in underneath there, stuff that that's seasonal.
yes, and they were. I think people homeless were sleeping right there. That's what I think the fire started because people just start coming and sleep right here. There was a carpet right there,
Ah,
and so yeah, you can storage thing right there and underneath too, and underneath this one also because you have the space.
so this house just keeps
Sure,
on.
understand. Yeah, this is a really nice property. I like it, and it's like I say, it's kind of central property. It's close to the airport. It's close to the downtown, to the mall, to the shopping places, to the school. The school is just right there in the corner. There's a charter school right there, and so yeah.
Yeah, that is awesome. People, are saying they like the different the entryways that you have there. Wow.
Yeah, I think the new buyers gonna love those kind of entrance the property has, and so yeah, that's what we do, right? We bring in those property to alive, and that's what a city wants. Also, they don't want this property to be treated as a garbage or like to have homeless people come into their properties, and that's what the city loves. When you do things right, they want us to fix it and um, to do it as a single family. They don't want so many people in one property, especially in this house because it has so many times involved with the city. And so even the city didn't want to deal with a previous owner no more. They put a lawyer to deal with a previous owner to keep him out of the house, to force him to sell the house.
Wow, that's so you definitely helped, solve the problem, not was just what was going on in the neighborhood, but also with the city to be able to help bring the city, the beauty back into it.
Exactly. And the lawyer who has the case, he was so happy, like, are you really gonna fix it? Are you gonna really bring it alive? Like, yes, I will. And he told me, I have other property with the same owner. Were you interested to buy them? And I told him, send it to me. I will buy everything from him
Oh, wow.
because the city didn't want the guy because he all his property was treated so bad and people still live it in that condition.
So you have a huge opportunity to grab more just because you built a relationship. The city liked the work that you did. The lawyer sees what you're doing. You providing value um, to so many different levels. That's really awesome. And uh, yeah, and just to be able to have a lead like that, to be able to continue to feed you on those type of deals, that's really awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So as we're starting to look, if there's any questions that you have, we go ahead and put that in because as you can see, she has people coming in the house, some things that she got to get taken care of as she's going to continue to move to get this house. I think one of the things you said you want to get this house on the market next week. At the same time, are
Yes,
you going to install, you're going to have the like this refrigerator and anything else you're going to add to the house? Washing machine and
just
dryer?
the stove. Yeah, we already have the stove and it's in my house in my storage, but we already have it. So we're just missing right now the stove and we're just missing the stove and what else? Just cleaning like
Refrigerator?
yeah. We don't have refrigerators. Oh, what I did? Hold on. Woohoo.
You stopped your video. That's okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm back. Okay, can you hear me? Can you see
Yes.
me?
So that's interesting.
Okay.
So you don't add a refrigerator. And that, that's
No, we don't.
because every investor I kind of talk to, some do, some don't. And so just out of curiosity, why do you like to allow the owners to do that, to add their own refrigerator?
Because I guess because the state, our Utah state, they don't. It. I mean, if you sell a property, you don't have to. It's not an obligation to have a refrigerator, but those three appliances you have to have. It's a must, like the dishwasher, the cooktop, and the oven. You have to have it, but not refrigerator. But if you're gonna rent, you must have a refrigerator. But if you're not gonna rent, it's optional. It's up to you if you want to. If you want to buy the refrigerator or not. And usually I don't buy this. It's I usually I if they have a refrigerator when I buy it in a good condition, I just take it out. We take it out and we don't put the refrigerator.
Awesome. Now, what about washer and dryer? Are you going to also have some like spotlights added to the house?
The washer? Yeah, we just only also the same thing. We don't we just have the hooks for the washer and dryer, but we don't have washer and dryer. So it's it's up to the owner to buy their own. So, but we don't add them.
Okay, awesome. So I guess so because I know you're busy and we can go ahead and start sharing. I'm gonna go ahead and share the numbers so that way you can see it. So you can kind of walk us through. Then if there's no more questions, well, ask you to kind of close us out. So it allows you to get back to um on your property. So let me go ahead and share this. And there are your numbers. Walk us through. Oh, you muted again.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. Yeah. So yes, we bought this property in 317, and the rehab is about 90K, and the money cost 28. The holding cost is 5K. And realtor fees is 15, and title fees I just put an A because we are willing to give them like about 5K. Usually we negotiate the closing fees. Usually they're asking right now, they all of them they're asking about 10 to 15K to close. But do I give them that money? No, I don't. I told them no, I'm willing to give you 5K. That's what I'm willing to give you. That's what we already add a 5K on the 8,000 for closing fees if they're gonna ask. If they're not gonna ask for it, then we save that money. But right now, I just add 5K because usually that's what we are willing to give that for closing costs. Unless they want more and they have to have it, and then what I do is add it to the property, add it to the value property. If they want more than 5K, and I say, okay, I can give it to you, but add it to the property. Just increase the price. Instead of selling it for 530, we're gonna sell it for 535. Then I can give you more. I can give you 15, but you just add it to the property.
I like that strategy. So when you built in your numbers, you built in already knowing that, they're going to ask for some type of seller concession kind of going forward. Now, just out of curiosity, because some people like to, they're just curious. Do you use any of your own money on this deal?
Oh, that's we're glad that you guys asked. No, we haven't. I have a partner on this deal, which is Alfredo. It's on the line. So we haven't used our none of our own money. I don't remember Alfredo used on his. Or probably just for the insurance, but now we just like we paid it back. But other than that, I don't remember. He can say he used his own money, but no, not so far because the private. We have a hard money lender. We have a couple private lenders on these deals for the purchase price on the rehab. So yeah, we don't use our own money in a few properties. Sometimes we do, but sometimes we don't. So, but yeah, and this one, particular this one, we haven't.
Okay, so he said no. Y'all didn't use
No.
any money on this one. And so you came up with the ARV because you did your market analysis. It definitely shows on what you did to the house. You did your market analysis, the school's right down the street, the airport is not too far for people who'd like to travel a lot. You got multiple entryways to be able to get in. You maximize the space inside the house, the lawyers, the city, everything. I mean, so you came up with the ARV of 530. Um, do you think it has, because people all say, what if things change? Do you think it went is
Uh,
go north, south, but you
yeah,
buffered it, right? What we learned how to do.
yes, it did change. We already talked to our agent last week, and he sent the comps. We are rather in that number, but he said it's a little high, like a 5K high. Like, okay, we can start with 530 and then we can lower down to 525 if this is the case, if we stay longer. So, but still, like, we're still gonna make money, like, and you always negotiate. And I think it is a good property. The location and the freeway is just like 3 5 minutes from here is the freeway, so it's a really in a good spot. So it's and the neighborhood is very quiet, and so it's the location. I think is very important sometimes the location.
Okay. And then a question came in like even not so there was no down payment. And because it sounds like it was a cash offer.
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Was it a cash offer? Because there was a question that came up that says not
What do you
even
mean? When we buy the property, is that what the question? We buy in cash. Yeah, every single property we buy is a cash offer. We Yeah, and it doesn't mean I have that cash. It doesn't mean I have that 317K and just like yeah, I have the 317K. I buy it now. It means like we know people who has money who can borrow into this deal and we pay them. That's what the money costs. That's how much it's gonna cost us for that 317 and the 90. So yeah.
and then normally people ask like how long have you been into this?
We got this property since last year, and I believe in September. If I said it wrong, Alfredo can correct it. So I think in September, and we got since we this is a burn property, we had to pull permits, sell blueprints to the city, got all the inspections done, and it take a little longer when you have the city involved. It take always longer. So we have our permit approved December 30th, and we start January 2nd or 4th, something like that. Yeah. We couldn't do anything other than take the garbage that they left inside. But other than that, we didn't. We can't do anything until the city approves you to go and do something. But other than that, so we wait for the city to approve us.
And I actually like that because when the city sees that somebody's, abiding by the rules and they like the work that they're doing, whenever they see that name come up again, they're probably going to move that one to the top of the deck a lot faster because they know that this person is going to do the right thing. So that is really awesome. Then I see here, with no money out of pocket, collaborating with folks. It looks like your 67,000 is your profit, your potential profit, and understanding that, as time goes, it can go up a little bit, it can go down. But it's interesting that you already working with a real estate agent as you're going through this process to make sure you stay on top of the trends, making sure how things are going as you go through this project.
Yes, always like we always like we when you start on this one, eventually you make a team. I have a few agents working with us, and I can call any of them. Like sometimes I have my preference agent, but when he's busy or whatever, like I click on somebody else. Or if another agent brings a deal, like as I say, you're not gonna say no to a deal because it's not your preferred agent, right? So whoever brings the deal, we're gonna make business. So yeah.
So you probably got a line of people who want to be on your team. That is really awesome. So awesome. Well, hey, we're gonna go ahead and let you get back to the things you're doing because you're definitely a mover and shaker. And we want to say thank you for allowing us to be able to, peek into your process as you're going through this real estate transaction. And so as you was kind of going through and talking about some things, there's some folks here who's still thinking about getting started. There's some people who's like, yeah, but I need I need a boost of encouragement. There's some people are probably on the fence, and then there's some folks who actually are doing things, but then they probably need to go a little bit more. They want to take it to the next level. If you don't mind kind of sharing some things, to what will you say to them? That's what I want to get at. What will you want to say to them who's on here today or people who are going to see this later? What should they do to move forward?
As always say, if you're into this meeting today, if you think about real estate, if it's because it's your opportunity. This is a huge opportunity. As in my case, being a preschool teacher, came from Mexico. I have an accent, right? You guys notice that? You don't notice that. Of course you didn't. So yeah, like I still have words that I sometimes I forget or I struggle to find how to say it in real estate terms. Like if I can do it, anybody can do it. Just you need to to put that thing in there and just if you want to make a change in your life, even though I start with this one because I want to pay my mortgage. I didn't start this business because I want to do real estate. The only purpose that I have when I found this community, this beautiful education that changed our lives, the only thing I thought like I want to pay my mortgage and then I can buy another property, just pay my mortgage. Don't own anything on my the place where I live in my current house, and then buy another property just to have two properties. So worth it. That's what I thought. Like if I can save 70K, 120K on a property because I'm gonna learn how to pay that a day really fast. Who doesn't think it's not worth it? I don't know where you live. I don't know what do you think, but I think it was so worth it for me. Like I want these things because I just want to pay my mortgage, and so I don't have to pay, and I can live with this peace, like peace of mind that you don't own your mortgage, you don't own your house anymore. So that would give me a peace of mind. That's what I thought. But eventually coming to the community, listen to people that are doing deals right here, right there, and you have everything in your hands. And like, okay, why not? So I started to do. How do I get that property? How do I get the money? How do I find the property? Find the money? Find the person who's gonna work to do this thing. How do we do it? And everything is in here. So if you looking, praying for an opportunity, praying for something different, this is your place. Today is your day. And so, as I always say, if you want to walk with us, we're going to walk to mountains. We can climb to mountains, but we don't carry anybody. We just walk by hands and we can hold your hands to get there, but we don't carry you guys. But we can walk with you guys, holding hands with anybody who wants to make a change, who want to change your life, who want to teach your kids like yes, it's possible, you can make a business, you can be an entrepreneur. You don't have to have money to start, you only have to have the education to do it right. And even though we're still making mistakes, but it's easier to get out of those mistakes when you have the education. But investing here, so this one can keep money in your pocket, right?
That is awesome. I totally agree because what I was hearing from you is your vision has to be bigger than your mood swings. We have mood swings all the time, but your vision has to be there. And you had a vision and you just laid it out and you definitely are swinging for the fences and you're doing awesome. So thank you again for taking your time out, showing us the difference between somebody being told about real estate investing versus somebody's taught and then seeing the actions that you're going through to move forward. So again, thank you again for give us that glimpse and that time snap of you working on your project, and we're gonna allow you to get back to working on and doing some great things. And for everybody else that's here, hey, thank you for being here. Take actions as you heard today. Get from being told to being taught. Plug into the community. Talk to the person who invited you today that says, hey, you know what? Let's just have a conversation and then just go from there. We wish everybody the best. Scott, thank you for putting this all together, allowing us to be able to understand that real estate investments happens all the time. Currently, it's happening now. It's not something that we used to be in the past, and it can be achieved if you just take action and move forward. So again, everybody, you have an awesome Saturday. See you next Saturday for a property tour. I think we got something really special for next Saturday. Happy Resurrection Sunday for tomorrow. Relax, have fun with your family, and see y'all next week.
See you guys.